Overthinking is something almost everyone experiences at some point. A small situation happens, and the mind begins replaying it again and again. A conversation, a mistake, a decision. The brain analyzes every detail, searching for meaning or trying to predict what might happen next. Psychologically, overthinking is not simply thinking too much. It is the mind trying to protect itself from uncertainty. The human brain is designed to solve problems. When something feels unresolved or unclear, the brain keeps returning to it, hoping that more thinking will produce a better answer. This is why people replay past conversations or imagine future scenarios. The mind believes that if it analyzes the situation long enough, it can prevent mistakes or emotional pain. One major cause of overthinking is anxiety. When someone feels uncertain about the future or worried about how others perceive them, the brain becomes hyper-alert. It starts scanning for potential threats or problems. Instead of letting a situation pass naturally, the mind keeps examining it from every possible angle. Perfectionism can also lead to overthinking. People who hold themselves to extremely high standards often analyze every decision carefully because they fear making the wrong choice. They may replay past actions, wondering what they could have done differently. This constant mental evaluation can create a cycle where no decision ever feels fully satisfying. Another psychological factor is the desire for control. Life is unpredictable, and uncertainty can make the brain uncomfortable. Overthinking gives the illusion of control. By imagining different outcomes or reviewing past events, the mind feels like it is preparing for future situations. In reality, however, excessive thinking rarely changes the outcome. Overthinking also tends to focus on negative possibilities. The brain is naturally more sensitive to potential threats than positive outcomes. This survival mechanism helped humans avoid danger in the past. But in modern life, it can lead to imagining worst-case scenarios that may never actually happen. People who are highly self-aware or reflective may overthink more often. They naturally examine their thoughts, emotions, and behavior in detail. While this can lead to deep understanding and personal growth, it can also make the mind more likely to get stuck in loops of analysis. Social situations are a common trigger. After an interaction, someone might replay the conversation repeatedly, worrying about how their words were interpreted. They may wonder if they said something wrong or embarrassed themselves. In many cases, the other person has already forgotten the moment, but the overthinking mind continues to analyze it. Overthinking can also affect decision-making. When the brain examines too many possibilities, it becomes difficult to choose any option at all. This is sometimes called analysis paralysis. Instead of feeling more prepared, the person feels more confused and mentally exhausted. Interestingly, overthinking often comes from a good intention. The mind is trying to protect the person from failure, embarrassment, or regret. But when thinking becomes repetitive instead of productive, it stops solving problems and starts creating stress. Learning to manage overthinking involves recognizing when thoughts are no longer helpful. Instead of trying to eliminate thinking entirely, the goal is to shift attention back to the present moment, or take action rather than continuing to analyze endlessly. In the end, overthinking is not a sign of weakness or lack of intelligence. It is simply the mind working overtime in an attempt to create certainty in an uncertain world. The challenge is learning when thinking is useful and when it is time to let the mind rest.